Good morning. This is your Barbados Today Morning News Update for Tuesday, January 7. Police Commissioner Tyrone Griffith says crime statistics don't tell the full story. Even as he assures Barbadians, the force remains on top of crime. Speaking to Barbados Today, the crime chief noted that while the country did see a record number of murders last year, major crime is down by 16%. He also called for a deeper analysis of murders, saying a lot of issues are far deeper than law enforcement, and there is a need to tackle deep-seated social and economic issues that are driving the problem. The Barbados National Trust warns Bridgetown is in danger of losing its UNESCO World Heritage designation. According to President of the Trust, Peter Stevens, this is the inevitable result based on the plans he has seen for several new developments in Bridgetown. He told Barbados Today that while his organization supports government's initiative to develop the city, there needs to be more imagination in how the heritage space is utilized. Last week, Prime Minister Mia Mottley announced plans for the construction of the Golden Square Freedom Park and the completion of the Fairchild Street Market Village. Several major investments are also planned for the city. Stevens further expressed concern that the plans don't provide for a modern or a heritage city, and he suggests there should have been building limitations. The parish of St. Andrew is still hurting from the deadly cutlass attack on Independence Day last year, which claimed 3 lives. At a funeral service to celebrate the life of one of the victims, Cecil Dwayne Webb, his grieving neighbor Danny Smith revealed the community is yet to heal.
The community has been traumatized ever since, because we had already had another situation near the parish church. And this one, though, this one is incurable. The amount of pain that it brought, the loss, the sadness. And my concern is that I did not see a lot of people, either from government or social organizations, reach out. And there's still hurt, there's still pain, there's still anger, because in many ways we'd never felt supported by the wider community. For me personally, for a lot of the folks in St. Andrew, we have lost a great friend, a great friend.
Smith shared that his beloved friend will be missed by the community.
He has become one of the best persons that I've known in my entire life. He came into the community and he was the kind of person who did only good. He sought out elderly people, he helped them, he provided for them, he carried stuff, he did chores and any assistance he could render. He was that kind of person.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Festive Friday at the Bridgetown Night Market at Pelican Craft Center. Kick off the weekend this Friday from 4 p.m. to midnight with loads of food, drinks, and entertainment. Get ready for Crop Over with the Rhythm Roots Street Parade. Party like it's Kadooman Day on the street around Pelican Village with costume reveler, music, and more. It's Festive Friday. It's Festive Friday at the Bridgetown Night Market at Pelican Village Center from 4 p.m. to midnight. Admission free.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
On the regional scene, the Royal Bahamas Police Force will be using more technology to arrest crime this new year. National Security Minister Marvin Dames has announced that substantial investment has been made to beef up security.
This month, it is anticipated that the government will sign a contract for $693,000 initially with a global leader to provide the police force with body-worn cameras as well as dash cam cameras. The introduction of these new police technologies will push officers to perform at an even higher level of accountability and transparency. but also protect them from the malicious complaints during police-citizens encounters.
National Security Minister the Honourable Marvin Dame says it will not be business as usual in 2020 and beyond in the Royal Bahamas Police Force. In addition to cameras, other new technological tools will be deployed.
Our government is also exploring the implementation of tasers, and in order to add the use of force options available to police officers. This month, local law enforcement officials will meet with officials from Axon Company, the industry leader in tasers, to determine its viability here in the Bahamas.
On the international scene, the United States has no plans to pull its troops out of Iraq. Word of this from Defense Secretary Mark Esper, following reports of an American military letter informing Iraq officials about the repositioning of troops in preparation to leave the country. More in this report from Reuters Television.
Iraq's parliament on Sunday called for the U.S. and other foreign military forces to leave the country after an American airstrike killed a top Iranian commander and an Iraqi militia leader. The airstrike last week provoked a backlash against the U.S. in Iraq, unifying squabbling political parties and sparking street protests by Iranian-backed Shiite militia groups. In a special session on Sunday, the Iraqi parliament passed a resolution calling on the government to end all foreign troop presence. Parliamentary resolutions, unlike laws, are non-binding to the government, but this one is likely to be heeded. Prime Minister Adel Abdul Mahdi, who heads a Shiite-led government, had earlier called on Parliament to end foreign troop presence as soon as possible. A day earlier, Abdul Mahdi was seen in a crowd of mourners as part of a funeral procession for Iranian Major General Qasem Soleimani and an Iraqi paramilitary commander, Abu Mahdi al-Muhandis. Soleimani commanded an elite unit in Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps. The U.S. blames him for plotting attacks against American troops in Iraq and American allies across the region. Abu Mahdi al-Muhandis was a deputy in Iraq's Popular Mobilization Forces, or PMF, an umbrella group of predominantly Shiite militia fighters with close ties to Tehran. The U.S. accused factions of the PMF of recent rocket attacks against American bases in Iraq that killed a U.S. contractor. Iran condemned the American airstrike as an assassination and a, quote, act of terrorism and vowed to retaliate.
That's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Azuma Media in bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM.